In a world where boring sports talk has taken over the airwaves, breaking the mold of basic opinionated sports talk
just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
They're edgy, uncensored, and off the chain.
I'm sorry, I don't know what just happened.
No Boundaries Sports Talk Radio with your hosts, Derek Fugers.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
And Craig Wiley.
The cream of the crop, and there is no one that does it better.
For raw, uncut sports on a different level than you're used to. So grab some snacks, turn up the volume, and enjoy sports with no boundaries.
Nobody does it better.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy High Cee. You know what today is. It's Hump Day, which also means it's time for No Boundaries Sports Talk. As always, I am joined by this beautiful face across from me. I got my boy Derek in the building.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
It's been a good day. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week. Even though it's a short week, it's still pretty fucking busy out there. You know, we had Memorial Day off. I hope everybody had a happy Memorial Day.
Some people didn't, but I did.
Oh, you know, some people aren't as lucky as me.
Finally, it's happened to me. That's how I felt, bro. I ain't had a holiday like that off in a while. It's been a while.
But, you know, I hope everybody had a really good Memorial Day weekend.
A safe Memorial Day
had
weekend.
A 3-day weekend, so it was nice, man. It was nice, and I got to spend some time with the family, you know, hang out with everybody, and I'm chilling right now. I'm ready to get her done.
As Charlie Sheen says, winning.
But you know how it is. You know how it is. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? We got a great show for you guys, as always. Get into it, right into the jump of things. Going to the MLB real quick. You know, we don't really talk MLB till the playoffs around here because we got 162 games. You know what I'm saying? We're not even halfway through the season.
Really?
We're at game 60. We're almost there. We're
like a quarter.
We're about 60-something games in. We're close. We're hit that 81.
We're about the third
game.
way through.
Very close to halfway, but nonetheless, you know, there still really isn't a dominant team out there in the MLB. It's kind of really even keel. There's some good teams. The Yankees are good. The Phillies are good. The Guardians actually having a pretty good start of the season.
I know who's not having a good season.
Who's that? Tampa Bay Rays?
Tampa Bay Rays?
I mean, I think they're 500. They're 500. Red Sox are a game above 500.
That's the equivalent of mids in the dispensary.
Hey, man. You know what? The Red Sox.
We're not the top shelf. We're not the bottom shelf. We're like mids.
It's crazy, too, because of how much success they've had the last two seasons. And all of a sudden, you know, this season you're coming in. Randy Rosarena, I'm sorry. Just playing like absolute shit right now. But last time I checked, his batting average is like 147. There's no way in fucking hell you should be batting 147. You made the fucking All-Star game last year. Like, come on, bro. Like, tighten the fuck up. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Get your fucking head out of your ass before they send you back to fucking.
They might trade him. I don't know.
They could trade him. They definitely could trade him. You know how the Rays are, man. They get around that mark where a guy gets in, starts doing really well, and all of a sudden getting the fuck out of there because they want that contract.
We got to get what we can get while we can get him.
Absolutely.
Because we can't afford nobody.
Nope. That's how it is, man. They should make a Moneyball movie about the Rays.
We're never going to win a World Series.
Never say never. Never say never.
I'm pretty sure it's a safe bet that I'm never going to see a Rays World Series in my lifetime.
Fully. I disagree with that fully.
I don't know.
Just because of how good their farm team is and how everything always develops for them, and it always swings into the right way. They always pick the right guys.
Yeah, we go to the playoffs and we get beat by some team with a big bankroll.
I mean, welcome to Moneyball, baby. I mean, Brad Pitt, they didn't make that movie for nothing, my boy. Hello? That's why the fucking Athletics are going to Vegas. Come on, man. Let's go. Vegas Athletics, even though it's probably not going to be their name. But listen, we can all hope for the best.
Yeah, I heard they're going to keep the try to keep them from using the Athletics name.
Well, that's good. But going on to back to the start of this, I hope I'm allowed to say this. I don't want to get canceled for saying this.
No, it's a real thing. It's what it was called.
But the Negro League's statistics have been included into MLB history books.
Nice.
And there are now some leader changes at the top of the books, Craig.
Are there?
Josh Gibson becomes Major League Baseball's career leader with a batting average of .372, surpassing Ty Cobb's .367. And then Gibson also, again, from 1943 for the Homestead Grays, became the season standard following by Charlie Chino Smith's .451 for the 1929 New York Lincoln Giants. They overlook the .440 for Hugh Duffy of the National Boston League team in 1894. So there's been a number of guys in the Negro Leagues who absolutely were just studs.
Balling.
Studs. Jackie Robinson wasn't the only one who was
Yeah.
a fucking great player. Like, people don't understand that. Like, there was a lot of great... Jackie just broke the barrier.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just... There was a lot of good talent in the Negro Leagues back in the day. And obviously, these stats prove it. Regardless of who the fuck they played, at the end of the day, they're still playing baseball. And back in those days, that's where they had to play because of the stupid fucking shit that they had to deal with back in those days.
Yeah.
Racism was alive and well back in those days, and they had to make their own league. And unfortunately, if they would have played with the white man, they probably would have made them all look fucking bad, Craig.
Sometimes.
Like, let's
you never
be
know.
real. And then going back to Gibson also became the career leader in slugging percentage at .718 and OPS at 1117 or 1.177, moving ahead of Babe Ruth's .690 and 1.164. So again, Josh Gibson, people know who he is. Probably second to the name of Jackie Robinson, real baseball wise, especially from the Negro League. Absolutely just demolishing some of these records, and I'm not demolishing, but still just overcoming just the slight little hair Ty Cobb,
Hey,
Babe Ruth.
At the end of the day, like you said, it's baseball, so it should be included, and it was Major League Baseball.
But I liked it just because it shows the respect for a lot of the great players that have passed in the Negro Leagues, man. Because at the end of the day, just like I said, they had to play in that league. They weren't subjected to come to the MLB.
It was the time and era, and it's cool that they're finally acknowledging that, and that it's a well-deserved recognition.
So shout out to the MLB for finally getting their heads out of their ass. I mean, obviously we're 2024, we're in a whole new millennium, and people are trying to. Obviously racism still lives to this day. I don't think it'll ever die. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see that, but. Still to the fact that
if you want to end racism, have mixed babies.
there you go. There
Bam.
you go. But shout out to MLB for making a monumental change in the history books, and I'm pretty sure that means a lot to a lot of young kids or a lot of the African American people growing up playing baseball and who play the game. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I love it. Going into the WNBA, we finally seen Caitlin Clark.
Ball out.
Hit ball out. Had her a 30-piece the other night. Really good game, actually, nonetheless. But I don't want to take away from the fact that she is leading the fucking league in turnovers. So
I do want to throw a little something out there.
Sure, throw it at me.
And I know you kind of said something the other day when they were making a little thing about Angel Reese and how I forgot what his name was. Got called for like a flagrant foul against her or something like that and got ejected from the game.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it's basketball, blase, squaze. I agree to a certain extent, but man, if the WNBA has taught me one thing this year, bitches be salty about other bitches getting their shine on.
You ain't lying, bro.
Because these vets are going at the rookie's throat. And it's like, bro, they're the ones uplifting you to the next level. You guys should be embracing that shit. Like, there's been so much stuff that's come out about, equal pay. Well, there has to be equal profit coming in for the leagues to even get into that. You're talking about a 30-game season compared to 82 and blase squaze, 30 teams compared to like, what, 12 or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Whatever the situation may be. Before we get to that, though, y'all were just flying regular-ass coach flights last year, and now y'all getting chartered jets.
Preach!
So, like, y'all been going at these girls' throats, and I'm not saying don't play no defense on Caitlin Clark. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I'm a basketball coach. Of course, I want my team to play good against somebody like that. But I feel like they've been extra in throwing some jabs and, like, really, like, I don't want to throw, like, they're trying to hurt the rookies. But, like, even that foul against Angel Reese was so unnecessary. And she took it like a champ and was just like, hey, it's basketball. It is what it is. She said all the right things, and I respect Angel Reese for that. But people like Angel Reese are going to take this game to another level, because how many girls that they're going to influence that want to be like Caitlin Clark or be like Cameron Brink or be like Angel Reese, and some of these girls that are just coming out that want to be like Paige Buchers that's at UConn still, who was actually in the same freshman class as all of them, but she wanted to wait next year and kind of finish off her college career correct, because she did suffer a couple years with injury and had a ACL and all that stuff. So
Plus, it don't hurt to maybe be the first pick of the draft next year.
It don't hurt. It don't hurt.
It don't hurt.
It don't hurt. So, hey, maybe she'll be joining freaking Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, they still need a lot of help, man.
They do.
Still need a lot of help. Fever actually got their first win a couple nights ago, so they're 1-5 or 6
But
now.
there's so much talent in the league right now, and I think it's just going to get better with Paige Buchers coming out, Juju Watkins in a couple years. I mean,
that Alyssa Thomas foul.
Alyssa Thomas,
yeah,
yes.
that foul on Angel Reese, I took it as a welcome to the WNBA type of foul.
it was.
But I agree with you. They are trying real extra to put emphasis. And you know what? I kind of like it, because it's like, at the end of the day, Diana Taurasi was kind of right. She wasn't just going to go to the WNBA and just ball the fuck out.
And I don't think nobody expected her to. I mean, I think real basketball fans didn't expect her. I think hype beast and people that were on the Caitlyn bandwagon might have expected her to do that. But there is a difference between, girls that are spread out against umpteen hundreds of teams in the NCAA, to where it's refined to the best of the best in like a 12 or whatever, however many team league that the WNBA is.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference.
See, Caitlin Clark never came out and said she was going to bust heads in the WNBA. It's the media that's portrayed it to be.
No, the media just hyped her up, and they didn't like
hyped her
it.
up so much to where now that these girls who are vets in the WNBA, there's a new audience, and I feel like they're trying to play to a higher standard to impress the new audience. You know what I'm saying? They know people there to specifically watch Caitlin Clark, and if those people who are watching Caitlin Clark see this girl lock Caitlin Clark the fuck down, they're gonna be like, you know what? There might be some really fucking good WNBA players out there. So I feel like it's an extra step.
It's
for
a
them
win-win for both.
Just because they know the numbers are watching Caitlin Clark.
And I do want to give a shout out as well, because Asia Wilson was the first female in WNBA history, I think, to score 100 points and get like 50 rebounds or something like that in her first like 4 or 5 games or something crazy like that. So an amazing stat that's also coming out by one of the best in the league, who's a perennial all-star, Asia Wilson. So,
but you know what I'm saying. And then Becky Hammond, she said some good shit the other day too. She was like, a reporter asked her, why do you think so many people don't like Caitlin Clark in the league? She's like, stop. She's like, nobody dislikes Caitlin. That's not true. That stigma's not true. Nobody hates her. I don't know where this whole thing is coming from. Nobody dislikes her in the WNBA. Like,
listen, it's like what Dan.
And it's the truth. Nobody dislikes Caitlin.
So if you listen to Dan Patrick, I love Dan Patrick, and
I love Becky Hammond.
And he calls people out. He calls things out for all the time. He talks about how the 4-letter always is trying to build like a storyline and this and that. And
coming from a guy who used to work for them too.
The mothership, as he calls it, as one Chad Brockhoff does as well. But it's like they're trying to create the storyline to give the common people something to talk about. And like Becky was even saying, sometimes it's not even true what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They're creating a quote unquote false beef. They're not giving her any kind of easy pass. And I don't think that they should give Caitlin Clark an easy pass. But let's not deny that she's probably, and I'm going to throw this out there, and I know it's early in her career, but she is probably going to be the Steph Curry of the WNBA for the next decade, shooting-wise.
Right now, her and Sabrina are the two best shooters in the WNBA, and I think a lot of people would agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sabrina there's a reason why she was against Steph in the fucking three-point contest last year.
And you know what?
You know what I'm saying? Like
the All-Star Weekend is the perfect place for the NBA.
Look at me at my eyeball.
I'm the commissioner now. It's the perfect place for the NBA, who basically runs and operates and owns the WNBA. A lot of the NBA, they help fund the WNBA. Show off your product when a lot of eyes are on you guys. It's the All-Star weekend. Nothing's really going on. All games are off. WNBA isn't even playing. Bring in some of their All-Stars. Have them do skills competitions. Incorporate, the three-point contest like how they did. Sabrina versus Steph. Maybe have some handling skill drills where like some of the girls come in and do their thing too. And just showcase. Even if the guys win, who cares? Let the girls get showcased so that way people can see some of these handles that we may never been exposed to, or different things like that.
I love that.
Relay races. Maybe do a co-ed relay race where you have, 3 guys and 3 girls on one on each team, and maybe have 2 or 3 teams, and they have like a relay race, or they gotta do like certain like dribbling drills.
I'm glad you clarified, because if you're gonna say boys against girls, it wouldn't be no fun.
Co-ed.
Boys would win all the time. I mean, let's be real. But, I love that. I love that idea just because of the fact that, it helps bring awareness to the WNBA.
Break out the fucking trampolines that you let the Phoenix Suns gorilla jump on, and let the girls have a freaking dunk contest.
We're not trying to kill him, Craig.
No, but it sounds fun, though. We'll put some pads out there. Like what's the trampoline place? Sky Zone?
They'll die.
Nah, bro.
They'll die.
I want to see Caitlin Clark do a flip and she's on fire. She does like the little flip dunk like on NBA Jams.
You think she really does keep it hairy?
Man, I'm not even getting into that there.
Shout out to Andrew Reese, by the way. She got her first double-double as well. Big double-double from 6 offensive rebounds from Angel Reese in that game. 2 steals as well. So 13 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals. Shout out to Angel Reese. Let's not forget about her, because she's also one of the big positive influence on the WNBA and the viewership that it's getting. Let's not forget that.
No, Angel Reese is bad as hell.
This is first of many.
I love some Angel Reese. I like watching her play. She plays with intensity, and
I love her more because after that foul, and they interviewed her after the game, she's like, "I'm here for that. That's what type of basketball I want to play." I love that.
Yeah.
You can't not love that girl's attitude, bro. She literally inspires me to want to watch more WNBA, because that's the type of shit we need, bro. That toughness, that grit, that shit is really what's going to sell the WNBA, because motherfuckers think that girls can't play ball and they still don't see that shit. And something like that is really going to help. Tough, physical basketball is what's going to help.
And although dunks don't happen all the time in women's basketball, it started back with Lisa Leslie in the 90s. Just FYI. Candace Parker in the early 2000s. So, yes, there are women that can dunk. It just, are they out there like Vince Carter and putting their arm in the... No, but they can dunk.
Brittany Griner can dunk, right?
Brittany Griner. Well, I hope so. She's like 8 foot tall.
She's also a dude, I thought, right?
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not even going to
it's just spec. It's just spec. Okay.
It's speculation. I don't know.
Bet. Okay, bet.
I don't have any proof to confirm or deny it.
I don't even think she's playing in the WNBA anymore, is she?
But the rookie leaders have been doing good. This rookie class so far in the WNBA has been doing good. I think she is still playing, isn't she? Unless she's injured.
I don't think so. I thought she signed back with the Phoenix Mercury, but I don't see her name on the roster.
Maybe she got traded, or maybe she signed with somebody else.
You know who was still playing? Diana Taurasi's big nose ass bitch. I fucking hate that fucking
Love
anyway, the rookie leaders for the WNBA. Angel Reese leads rookie in rebounds. Cameron Brink leads all rookies in blocks. And Caitlin Clark leads all rookies in turnovers. So it's...
I don't know if that's a list you want to be a leader on, though.
It's definitely not, but I thought it was funny to see and to say.
She'll tighten it up.
She will, man. I think her and Angel Reese are gonna have great.
And I don't think it's going down Bay Vista style. That's all I'm gonna say.
I wasn't a big believer on Angel Reese just because I didn't think she would. She didn't really have a shot to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she never really shot the ball like that at LSU. She was down low. She was banging down low. She was putting up them shots, getting the rebounds, putting it right back up. That's
I like the one leg sleeve. I like the swag. Chi-Town Barbie. I like it.
Mm-hmm. That's not all you like, motherfucker.
I mean, I do follow her on Instagram.
So do I.
Hashtag Bay.
But But she is starting to develop a little bit of a shot. So I think if she can get a little mid-range shot and still work on her down low post game, she's gonna be fine. Like I said, I wasn't a big believer on her having too much success in the WNBA just because she didn't really shoot the ball well. And I know there's a lot more big physical girls in the WNBA. People like Breonna Stewart, people like Aaliyah Boston. She's lucky Camila Cardozo's on her fucking team, honestly, because I feel like
I think that's gonna actually open her up a lot more when she comes back.
100%. That's my bae.
Okay.
I mean, I know there's finer chicks out there in WNBA, but there's something about her 6'7" ass that I just want to climb.
I don't know, the light-skinned chick with the blonde hair that shut down Caitlin Clark earlier this season, she bad too.
There's a lot of bad girls in the WNBA. Craig, look at me. All of them. Twice. Craig, listen.
Say all of them.
Craig,
This is a good handful,
Craig. Rough. You understand? Rough. Breonna Stewart, take it down.
All right.
Take it down. There's not many. Maybe Brittany Griner might be the only one because I know she's got a dick.
I think you would.
I don't
Just to
know.
find out if
Maybe.
it's true.
If I was drunk enough.
Just to find out if it's true.
If I was drunk enough, I'd probably do it. But majority, yeah. And you can call me sexist all you want, or you can call me a pig. That's why I said rough, because I'm a fucking dog with the pink thing out of his fucking mouth. That's what I am.
That's what you sound like.
Listen.
Moving on.
Rough. No, fuck it. NBA playoffs. Celtics have punched their ticket to the NBA playoffs. If you've listened to this fucking show since the beginning of the season, I have been telling you the fucking Boston Celtics was going to go to the NBA finals. This man right here can fucking agree to that. Fuck you. But at the end of the day, the Celtics made it to the NBA NBA finals. I couldn't be happier. Kristaps Porzingis, I guarantee, there hasn't been confirmed of him coming back, but I guarantee he's going to be back for the finals.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So the team's just going to get stronger and stronger. We're still healthy, and you hear the knock on the door right now because that's me knocking on wood because I just said the healthy word.
And there is an NBA topic I want to talk about once we touch these couple things you got up there.
Yeah,
already.
of course. And, you know, a lot of people are complaining right now, talking about the Celtics had a really easy road to the finals, which I don't disagree with. I'm not saying that's not definitely the case. Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler. They're playing with Tyler Hero and company. They still had Bam Adebayo though, but whatever. Donovan Mitchell missed 2 games in the series, even though he played 3. I mean, it's okay, it's fine, but whatever. We can make that excuse for people too. They didn't have Jared Allen as well, which is kind of a big loss. But at the same time, I think them not having Jared Allen actually opened up more things for Evan Mobley, and that's what still made the competitive. That's one thing that I've been waiting for this day, just so I could tell the people. Regardless of who was missing in these series, they're still NBA fucking teams. I understand that they're all-star, their best player, but in some cases, bro, teams do play better when their best player is out. These are guys that are NBA fucking stars. They play in the NBA for a reason.
They've all been AAU stars and different things.
Do people know that Tyrese Halliburton missed 10 games in the regular season? The Pacers still went 8-2 in those 10 games. Do people not know that? Do people not know that they play better when Tyrese Halliburton, I'm not saying he's a ball hog because he does fucking average like 10 assists a game. He distributes. But at the same time, like, it opens more things up. It lets TJ McConnell take more shots. It lets Aaron Nesmith take more shots. It lets Miles Turner, it lets Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, the offense isn't running through him as much.
Exactly. Andrew Nembhard, fucking their backup point guard. He averaged fucking 27 points a game in those 2 games that fucking Tyrese Halliburton lost. Like let's not forget, like, these guys are NBA players. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell missed a couple games, but guess what? When Donovan Mitchell didn't play, Darius Garland averaged 30 fucking points a game in those 2 games that they fucking didn't play. So let's not act like these teams don't have good players to replace the players that they're missing. Yeah, they didn't have those stars, but at the same time, the Celtics still fucking dominated. One thing that I heard today that I really loved, DeMarcus Cousins said it. All year long, at the beginning of this season, talking about the Celtics had a super team. Nobody was picking anybody else at the beginning of the season to come out the East, Craig, right? Not many people. Everybody thought the Celtics were going to be dominant. So why the fuck does it matter if these teams got fucking hurt? We all picked the Celtics to win the fucking... This is exactly what Boogie's saying. DeMarcus Cousins is saying. We all picked the Celtics to win anyways. So them talking about them not being tested is bullshit because they were 12-2 in the fucking playoffs, guys. It's not like they struggled. They did what they were supposed to do against teams who didn't have the help that they had. You know what I'm saying? That's what fucking pisses me off about the whole they haven't been tested. They've been tested all season long and in the playoffs just because of the fact that it's still winning when they need to win. And the biggest fucking thing of it all, we didn't have Kristaps Porzingis for majority of the fucking playoffs.
But you're comparing, so that's one thing, and
I'm just saying that.
I've thought about this, though, and you say this a lot, but in lieu of everything, Halliburton is the best player on the Pacers, and we're talking about...
I disagree with that fully.
And you bring up...
I disagree with that fully.
You bring up...
He might be the better point guard, but he's not the best scorer on the team.
He's the best player on the team.
I disagree with that.
Donovan Mitchell...
Siakam ain't no scrub.
Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the Cavs.
That's probably true.
Porzingis is like the third guy,
but he's
on your team. I'm not saying he's not important, but I'm not saying that you haven't had to make adjustments about it. But it's like saying it would be like the Super Bowl if you guys played without Tom Brady, and then somebody else being like, "Oh, well, we didn't have our starting running back."
That's not a fair comparison. Because, again, we are a 14-game better team this year than we were last year because of the additions that we made.
No, and I'm not saying you're not a better team. And Porzingis is a major part, but you have a dynamic duo that's tough to stop anyways.
100%.
And I'm not saying that it was I'm going to say y'all got lucky that the fact that y'all did get blessed with, I guess you would say, teams having injuries, but at the same time, it's not like everybody else played a different season. You guys just come in on the playoffs and then you guys get to just beat up on everybody. No, you guys had the same 82-game season that everybody else had. You guys had the same amount of, I guess you could say, opportunity for players to get injured, one of them which is a part of your big three. And, you guys were just blessed and you weren't hit with the injury bug. But I don't think you guys should be downplayed as making it seem like, well, you didn't have to face this. Everybody.
I brought up Porzingis strictly off the fact that you see that's why I brought that up last, because it wasn't that big of a deal to me. I brought that up last because of the fact that we still had a player missing. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think Boston,
that's why I said Jared Allen, because in the Cavs series, because he's that Porzingis type player that people are complaining about.
And what I'm trying to say is in the long run, like, you can't downplay what Boston did because of another team's, I guess you could say, misfortune. It's not like somebody from Boston's over there like, okay, there goes Halliburton. We got to hit him with a poison dart so he gets sick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just happened. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're like, oh, there goes Donovan Mitchell. We got to throw him in a chokehold and lock him in a chamber.
Pack.
Yeah, we got to lock him in a chamber so he can't play. Like, no, it just happened. And you guys, you know what I'm saying? Is it misfortune or whatever you want to call it on the other teams? But it's not like, it could have very well have went the other way where Tatum or Brown got injured and somebody else could have made it because you guys didn't have your player.
Didn't that happen last year, Craig? Tatum got hurt in the beginning minutes of the Game 7 of the Miami Heat fucking series.
Facts.
And we lost that game. Fuck. I forgot what I was going to say. We started talking about that.
But, I mean, there's still no, and I know you said earlier, you guys have played Dallas, and who knows what's going to happen with the Dallas and the Timberwolves.
That game's still in the air.
Timberwolves are still technically alive, but just because you guys have beat Dallas both games in the regular season, there's no guarantee that you guys would win a 7-game series. Now, is it likely? Are you guys probably going to be the betting favorite if that ends up being your opponent? Sure. But anything can happen in a 7-game series.
Listen.
Nothing's guaranteed until the games are played.
A lot of these old NBA players, Lou Williams, Paul Pierce, obviously Paul Pierce, he's going to be a homer for a Celtics team. But JJ Redick, they all have said that the Celtics are the best team remaining in the playoffs. Regardless of how well the Timberwolves have played this in the playoffs, regardless of how well the Mavs are playing this, in the playoffs. Like, people got to understand, the Mavs were very close from being in the play-in tournament. They don't understand how close that West really fucking was.
And I think they were a team that was suffering from a little bit of banged up players and stuff like that.
Luka's got a hurt knee right now. Yeah. He's banged up, but he's still playing. They lost Kleber. That's the only person.
No, he's actually supposed to be back.
He's back. He came back game 4. And they lost.
They did that on purpose.
What's that tell you?
They gonna win.
But I don't know, man. I think the Celtics.
They wanted to win in Minnesota.
That's
what it was. They wanted to win in Minnesota, so it was a closer flight.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
But yeah, I do agree they did have an easy road, but just like you said, that's not the fucking Celtics' fault that they had the matchups that they fucking had, bro. Shit happens. Tyrese Halliburton re-aggravated the same hamstring injury that he had early on in the season where he missed 10 fucking games. Guess what? That fucking happens. Cannot blame the fucking Celtics, bro.
No.
And then the most asinine fucking comment that I seen was, if the Bucks were healthy, the Celtics would have had problems. The Celtics didn't even have to fucking play the Bucks until the Eastern Conference Finals. That's the only place they would have met the fucking Bucks at, is the Eastern Conference Finals. So why the fuck does that matchup have anything to fucking do with anything? Why even say it? And then people were making fun of, Imagine celebrating like this after beating the Tyrese Halliburton-less Pacers. And I'm like, how the fuck is a team supposed to celebrate after going to the NBA Finals, Craig?
High five?
That's it.
Apparently.
I just don't understand it. It's just that these people are
so fucking stupid. Did the person who circled
stupid.
Up there say that?
No, I brought him up because of the fact of the stupid shit that he did. This goes back to what fucking Dan Patrick was saying about the mothership. This stupid, big-headed fucking motherfucker right here, Stephen fucking A. Smith, is the most fucking stupidest, dumbest fucking reporter I've ever seen in my life. This dude has constantly been caught in so many lies. One going back to the Lonzo Ball thing, talking about, I've heard that Lonzo Ball can't even get up from a chair. And then Lonzo Ball posts a fucking video of him getting up from the chair with his bad knee. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Stephen A? Like, but now again, another one, a couple days ago. I got a source that says that Jaylen Brown is not really liked in the NBA as a player because of how he acts. He acts like he's too good than everybody. And I'm like, but then, so that's your fucking take? You got a source that someone said that nobody likes Jaylen Brown? And then Isaiah Thomas, who's been mentoring Jaylen Brown since he's been fucking coming to the NBA, said, bro, Steven, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but that's a stand-up guy right there. You know what I'm saying? And then Kendrick Perkins, this dumb, fat, fucking scarecrow-looking ass. What people don't understand is we, afterwards, we praise Jaylen Brown for how much he does for the black community. Why the fuck even bring that stupid, ignorant-ass shit up then? Why even say that he's not liked in the fucking NBA just to sit there and praise him afterwards? What the fuck of the purpose of that is? And then, obviously, Jaylen Brown goes on Twitter and says, show me your source. And then Stephen A's fucking bald-headed ass, I don't need to show you my source because that's not what we do in the journalism. We don't reveal our sources. We don't give away to people who tell us these things. I love you as a player. I always will love you as a player. And I'm just like, so why are y'all backtracking on the dumb shit that you said, bro? Like,
because that's just how he feels and his sources himself. He don't want to throw himself under the bus is probably what that is.
It's just annoying, bro. This fucking narrative that the ESPN, I don't even like saying the 4-letter. Let's just keep it at that. When you hear them say the 4-letter, that's what we're talking about. It's just, they're so fucking stupid, bro. Like, how the fuck that place is still making money is beyond me. It's obviously because of TV contracts and shit like that.
For sure.
But if you're still watching SportsCenter for your fucking sports knowledge, please shoot yourself in the fucking head. Just do it, get it over with. Because honestly, bro, like, you're just ruining your fucking self. And you're going to get in arguments with people who actually fucking do take their time to do research, like me and yourself. And you're going to look like a fucking retard because you're listening to people like Stephen A. fucking Smith, who's giving you just absolutely fucking horseshit of knowledge, and you're going to look like a fucking jackass.
Yeah.
So it's just, please stay away from the 4-letter.
That's my show.
You got to listen. Bro, Pat McAfee, who is on the 4-letter, will dog the 4-letter on his fucking show. He works for him. But guess what? You will go and listen to him, and you will learn real sports knowledge.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker actually has played the game.
You know he was almost a Buccaneer?
I bet he was.
During the COVID season when they had the injuries, when we won the Super Bowl, we had injuries. I think Ryan Suckup and somebody else we were dealing with injuries. And he had to, like, he was going to sign, but I don't think he would have been cleared for like that 11-day or whatever it was, like the quarantine or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he was going to sign with the Bucks as like a backup, like a safety net type thing in case they needed an emergency kicker,
like a coach/kicker, like a Jackie Moon type situation.
Just an emergency kicker. And he was talking to Jason Light about it, and had he
didn't Jason Light work for Indianapolis?
I think so, and had everything been straight, he would have got signed and he would have got a Super Bowl ring.
Oh, that's so funny.
So Pat McAfee almost won a Super Bowl with the Bucks, but
yeah, man. So fuck the 4-letter.
So I want to get you off of this. So do you think 5 or 6 games the Timberwolves series is going to be over? Because I think the Mavs are going to win it.
I think it's 6 games.
You think they're going to go 6 games?
Yeah, I think the Timberwolves are going to go back to Minnesota and take one and
okay.
get another one. And I think going back to Dallas, even though that Dallas has had really good success in Minnesota the last 2 games, I think that the closeout game, the NBA players, everybody will tell you it's the hardest game to win. It's the hardest game to win. But now it's given Minnesota the light that they needed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, motherfucker, we can win. You know what I'm saying? We can do this. They're not fucking unbeatable.
No,
they're beatable.
They're a good squad.
So I think that win last night helped them get the confidence to go into Minnesota. And I think it's not even going to be close. I think Minnesota's going to win by like 20 in Game 5.
Oh, okay.
I really do. And then Dallas is going to go back to Dallas, and then they'll close it out in Dallas in Game 6. That's what I think's going to happen.
Our boy Rich, the truck driver, says, "What's up?"
What up, Rich?
Now, the piece of NBA topic that I wanted to bring up, now that we got the playoff stuff out the game, and it kind of goes into the journalism aspect of you just ripping Stephen A. about. Every time I go on Google, I type in my favorite basketball team. Everybody and their mama is connected to coming to Orlando. Is this going to be an off season where we actually see somebody come to Orlando?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or is it just going to be like the same old junk connecting everybody to us just for people to try to get somebody to click on their damn story?
I think Paolo is a talent that people are looking at like he could be a LeBron.
Because I've seen us connected
talent.
to, allegedly, Cleveland's supposed to blow everything up. I've seen Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. I've seen stories about Gary Trent Jr., Mike, who's your boy whose brother got in trouble for the gambling? Michael Porter Jr. Like, so many people connected to us. Paul George.
I think Paul George is going to Philly.
Who's the other guy? Klay Thompson.
So,
like, literally everybody. I've seen possible Tyler Hero trades.
I think you got to remember that there's one big positive about coming to Florida. And what is that positive, Craig?
It's the tax.
That plays a major role.
But for like the last 4 years, I've been seeing everybody mama's supposed to come here and nobody's come.
But what's one thing that you guys haven't done in those 4 years? Can you name that? That one thing that you guys haven't done in those 4 years that you did this year. You went to the playoffs. You guys were 2 games away from being the number 2 seed in the fucking West, in the East, bro. Number 2 seed, Craig. You realize that, right? Where y'all would have been playing the fucking the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm sorry, the Pacers, because they were the 7th seed. So it's like, that is the biggest separation. And then going back to what I was just saying, I think Paolo is the generational talent that I think people are seeing. Because we're talking about a dude who's 6'10", 265. That's LeBron size, bro. An inch taller. And he can shoot the ball better than LeBron. He's got a way better three-point shot than LeBron. So we're seeing a Paolo and a Franz and guys like Jalen Suggs, who's just made all NBA second-team defense, I think there's a lot of young talent over there in Orlando, and I think people are starting to finally see it. You guys are winning. You're in the probability of possibly being a top. Davis is locking it in. Davis is saying that they will be in the top 4 seed next year.
Okay.
And what did he tell me this year, Craig? He said they will go to the playoffs, and they fucking made it. So I think there's a lot of things going right for you guys right now.
So Richard chiming in on the Facebook Live. He says Orlando ain't gonna spend no money. Seen them dump salary way too many times. He says the DeVoses haven't spent money since Amway was relevant.
I think they haven't done that because they haven't found the right player to build around. You had a Vucevic, you had an Aaron Gordon.
Well, they can't make people come here either.
And
they were kind of salary cap strapped a couple of years too.
You guys have been building through the draft, and now it's finally showed into fruition. The team that you guys have right now,
we're a small market.
Players,
we have to be able to build something to attract people.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. You've built through the draft.
Because we really haven't had any like big free agents signings since like Rashard Lewis, Hito Turkoglu, all that stuff back then.
Because y'all haven't won. The fact that y'all have won, everything's gonna change.
Tracy
now.
McGrady and all that.
You guys will get at least 2 new additions, and one will be a decent sized name like a Klay Thompson.
Even when we had Dwight Howard, we weren't bringing any big names.
Because not everybody, I don't think, liked Dwight, and I think him not being in the in the NBA. I said WNBA because he's fucking likes trans people, but but him not being in the I did it again. Him not being in the Jesus Christ, him not being in the NBA is kind of proving that, right? I know he's older, but I think that a lot of people don't really like Dwight. I think he's kind of twisted people the wrong way in certain teams and certain organizations.
Leslie, with that situation, there might have been a rapey vibe behind it.
Yeah, true.
So I think that might have something to do with him being
But I don't know,
well.
man. I think Dwight was a guy who talked a lot of shit back in the day. He never won anything. He did, but he was in the aging process of in the bubble with the fucking unrealistic championship with the Lakers won. But I mean, he didn't really win shit in Orlando. So like, and even then, you had guys like Hito. You had people like JJ
he would have
Redick,
won
Rashard
something in
Lewis.
Orlando.
Thanks a lot, Courtney Lee. Thanks a lot.
No, thanks a lot, Stan Van Gundy.
Stan Van Gundy's a dumb motherfucker. I listen to him on the fucking TNT broadcast. He's just so fucking retarded, bro. Like, put somebody else on there. I love Reggie Miller and I love Bang. I love those dudes. Those are my guys. But Stan Van Gundy is such a terrible color commentator, bro. It's so bad. He just says the dumbest shit. Like last night, there's like 13 seconds left in the game. The Minnesota's got the ball. And, like, the shot clock's going down, and he's like, they need to hurry up. And it's like, Stan, you don't think they fucking know that, bro? Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
I think this might be the money comment of the day. Our boy Rich chimes in and says, Dwight Howard is the only player to get the coach and GM fired and still left. He's an ass clown.
he is an ass clown. Dwight Howard is not liked in Orlando like that, realist. I mean, he is, like, Davis loves him. He'll always love him. But, like, I think he's more loved than Shaq, to be honest with you.
Nah.
Shaq's done so much in the Florida community after he's left rather than what he did for Orlando. Like, we've had that conversation of him
I think Shaq needs
jersey retired.
I think Shaq to really win over the Orlando Magic is, I know he's kind of petitioned for it a few times where he wants to buy the Orlando Magic. I think he would have to buy the Orlando Magic and win a championship with the Orlando Magic as an owner to probably smooth over that leaving for LA.
The future is bright for the Orlando Magic. That's all I'm
hoping. And Rich also says that I would love to see the Magic spend some money.
It's gonna happen, man.
They got $60 million to spend.
It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen.
I think they're going to be a team that's involved in some signing trades or something, some kind of stuff this offseason.
I think the Magic know that what they have right now is good enough to get them into the playoffs. Now you need those veteran pieces
a little sprinkle.
Sprinkle it back into that combination of young talent that you have. And if you can get the two right vets in there, like somebody like Klay who's got the championship experience, who you don't really need to be that guy who could be that 3-point shooter for you and Klay doesn't even have to dribble the fucking ball if he goes to Orlando. Just sit in the fucking corner, heat up those fucking hands, and get ready for the kick out.
Gary Trent Jr. is another guy I heard.
That's not even
he's a free agent.
That's not even a crazy name, bro. That's a name that's good enough to get you that veteran help that you need because he's a solid player. He's a solid 16, 15 point a game coming off the bench type of guy. Maybe even less. But still, I mean.
They say he's a good 3-point shooter, though.
Absolutely. It's the one thing that you guys were terrible in this year was 3-point shots.
I guess we'll see.
There's a lot of the upside is very high for the Magic, man. I do believe that. And I still think there's going to be a lot of good things to come for Orlando Magic in years to come. I really do.
I hope so.
Going into the NFL, before we close out the show here, what rookie quarterback will have the best season out of them all? And obviously, we're mainly talking about the 17 that were drafted in the first round. And I know that wasn't the number. It was 6, but I like to go higher just because it sounds good. But what first-round quarterback that we know is going to be starting the season is going to have the best
I'm glad you verified that because I was going to say
ball.
you probably got to take Michael Penix Jr. out of the equation just because unless some miracle happens, it's pretty much going to be Kirk Cousins' show. So outside of some kind of injury going down, I don't think he's going to get much playing time.
Good call. I forgot he got taken fucking third.
But so Caleb Williams, who I haven't really heard too much about. Second was Jaden Daniels.
Third, Drake May.
I don't know if the Patriots got enough weapons for him to be the upper echelon right now.
Well, I'm telling you this right now. He's not starting the season.
Caleb Williams probably has the best opportunity. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Michigan man, but J.J. McCarthy has probably the number 1 overall receiver in the league.
And he's
Justin Jefferson.
And he's got a really good fucking tight end. And T.J. Hawkinson.
And didn't they just bring in a running back?
Yeah,
Aaron Jones. I mean, he's
and Jordan Addison, who had a really good rookie season last year.
So he's got a really good opportunity with some weapons over there. Bo Nix in Denver. Denver to me just seems like they're like the new laughing stock of the Denver Broncos took over, like I guess you would say like some of the like Detroit Lions, just
laughing stock,
or even like some of those Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Succaneers teams. I don't have no hope in Bo Nix over there. He's like an 85-year-old quarterback, anyways.
One thing that made me laugh in that whole situation when they drafted him, they were like, "Yeah, we brought him in. We gave him our playbook. We told him to come back the next day, and he got everything that was right in our playbook that we told him to correct." And I'm like, yeah, because your playbook's shitty, Sean. Like, it's shitty. Like,
and then, I mean, Jaden Daniels might have a decent shot with the Commanders because they do got a couple decent receivers over there.
McLaurin, Curtis Samuel.
The Bears got some weapons over there. So I think it's out of them three. Like I said, I still think the Patriots are another year away. They got to add some more pieces and tighten up that offense. And like you said, Drake May probably isn't going to start off the year. They're going to bring him in slowly, probably to kind of keep themselves in a good draft position, being that maybe that top 10 to, get a really good offensive threat to help out, see who's out there in free agency, leading up to the draft next year. I don't think the pressure, they're not going to put any pressure on Drake May to do anything. But I think J.J. McCarthy, out of, being outside of the top 10, or he might have been right around the top 10, I think he's got a very good shot.
I'd have to agree with you. I was hoping you were going to say Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is right there. The one thing that concerns me about Caleb Williams that J.J. McCarthy doesn't concern me about is the lack of winning that Caleb Williams hasn't really done in college.
Yeah.
Never really got to the big show. Never really got to the top 4. Didn't really show, whether he was at Oklahoma or USC, didn't really show that, he could win in the bigger games. And maybe that changes, who knows, but J.J. McCarthy is the guy who's shown you that he can win, regardless of Michigan being a run-heavy offense. He has won. He is the defending champion of the fucking college football playoffs.
I think I think out of the first 2 picks in JJ, that's going to be the rookie race for quarterbacks. Rich chimed in and said McCarthy will have the best rookie season, but he thinks Daniel will be the best of them all overall.
Really?
In his opinion.
Wow. I like Jaden Daniels.
A lot of people are high on Jaden Daniels.
I really like him. I mean, he won the Heisman for a reason. The dude had a really good season. His last season for LSU, I think he had over 1,000 yards rushing. He was pretty close in leading the nation in passing yards. So we're talking about a guy who's had success for LSU. You know, stats-wise, winning wasn't really the biggest thing for LSU. They had a decent season.
I think their defense let them down this year.
I agree.
Over there in Washington.
I agree. I think Washington is in a rebuild mode, and I think they know that.
Their running back game is kind of like a carousel. They don't really have
Brian Robinson.
True, but
he's going to be good, bro.
We'll see.
He's going to be good.
I've been waiting for him to really have his breakout moment. He's had some flashes.
Remember, he got shot.
He did. I know.
He got Sean Taylor.
He did. Well, close to. He still survived.
Yeah, for real. Bad analogy.
I will survive.
But yeah, I like Jaden Daniels. I really do. I think he could be. My next question I'll save for next week because I don't want to even incorporate it because I think it's a really good question. But you know, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. I do think Jake May has a chance to be a good quarterback in the NFL, but it's just like what you said. I think it's time. We're in a rebuild. We're in a first-year rebuild. You know, I don't think Patriots fans aren't expecting much. The one thing that
I think your defense is tight. You guys got to just. I mean, we got.
Oh, we're gonna have a top 5 defense. There's no question about that.
You got to tighten.
We just
up.
got to score points.
You guys got to tighten up everywhere else. You know, get some playmakers in there. Get a tight. I don't know what your tight end situation is.
Don't get me wrong. We still got Hunter Henry.
Okay, Hunter Henry.
Don't get me wrong. I really like Polk and Baker.
Get them some.
I really like those 2 young receivers that we got.
Get some blocking going on. Your offensive line had some issues a little bit last year, I think.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, we improved that in the draft though. We improved that in draft. We addressed all the needs that we needed to fill with young guys and young talent. So if we can continue to build in 2 to 3 years, I do fully expect that this team is going to be not back on top, but right there back in the swing of things.
Let's go.
Fighting for that AFC East championship.
Let's go.
That's all I can tell you.
All right.
And you could laugh at me all you want, whatever. But at the end of the day, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of my homerness coming out and saying what I'm saying, but I think there's a lot of potential because I don't think anybody could disagree
Bucks
with me.
past 2026. Let's go.
There it is. I don't think anybody could disagree with me talking about how good the Patriots defense is going to be.
No, they're going to be a good defense.
I think there was that was the main reason why they were competing in games last year because of how good their defense played, even without.
I'm interested to see how good Coach Mayo does.
Me too.
I can't wait to see.
We still got a Belichick on staff. You know that, right?
The new era. And I'm not talking about the Caps.
We still got a Belichick on staff.
Special teams?
His youngest son, not Steve, the youngest
There
one.
it is.
We still got a Belichick in the building.
All right.
And he looks just like his dad.
Ain't nothing wrong
Way
with
more
that.
than Steve.
Does he wear a hoodie, though?
Yes.
Okay.
The legacy continues, baby. The marathon continues, baby.
Any final shout-outs?
Shout out to all the vets for this past Memorial Day.
Bam.
Thank you for your service. And that's about it.
Shout out to all our vets out there. Shout out to everybody out there tuning in. I hope everybody has had a great week. And finish strong. Moving on to the weekend. With that being said, from my boy Derek, I'm your boy High Cee. Peace out.